Howdy, y'all.
Hi, guys.
It's Ryan
And Angela.
from RNA Music.
I have the old school one on.
That's old school. That was our very
Down
first
over.
t-shirt.
I can't see it.
The red is even gone now.
No.
Deep in Heart, Texas, that's where we're at right now. You may have figured that out if you watched us at all.
Like one or two times.
Canton, Texas. Home of First Money Trade Stakes.
Woo! Woo! It's outside. Get her done.
Y'all, right? So, welcome to another Ask RNA. This is our pre-Christmas one.
Yay.
What is today? December
Merry
something?
Christmas.
22nd, December 22nd. And yeah, Christmas is this Sunday.
Yes, yesterday was the first day of winter.
It was. Winter's not coming, it's here. Winter is here. Winter is here.
Yes.
Not in Texas, it was 50 degrees today.
Yeah, the truck says 63 degrees on
Oh.
the dash.
63 in Texas today. It's going to be 71 degrees on Christmas Day here.
So very light jacket weather.
Yeah. Even though it was 20 degrees last Sunday. So. Anyways, first question. Big John.
Hey, Big John.
Hi, Big John. Hi, Ryan and Angela. Greetings from the swamp. He's in Florida, where the gators live in your sewer. First question is for Angela. I have a beanie issue with the one you made me. I have a piece of yarn that is sticking out. Should I just cut it and then light it with a lighter? Flamethrower? No? Or do you have another suggestion?
No.
Let's answer your question first, shall we?
Okay, sounds good.
Hi, Big John. I'm assuming this is my favorite Law of These Loops beanie. It's a two-tone, right?
Yeah.
But if I invert it a little bit, it's got a spot.
It's your second beanie I made you.
It's got a spot. Yeah, I guess you mean like you have a little thread there.
Little tail.
Little.
It happens with
Taily tail.
crocheted,
I got one little.
handmade stuff, especially if it's been stretched. You know, it'll pull out because there's the ending and finishing tail. I try to keep them long so I can sew them in instead of cutting them real short, because then they'll have this little bitty frayed piece. But if it's on the inside, I would you can just cut it. Just depending on where it's at, it should be. Because I think you had a slouchy beanie.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm asking for him to ask later. There's a first line that I start with that gets sewn up this way, and then the finishing line that I weave in and out of here and cinch it, and then sew it through. Like this one is for that part, and this one is what's left over after I sew the two bits together. But yes, you can totally just keep on cutting it, as long as you don't get it to where it's too close to the top. If it starts to unravel, just let me know. Okay, and I'll send you a new one. All right. So yeah, you can cut it. I wouldn't burn it per se. I haven't burned yarn because there's not a lot of, I mean, it's acrylic yarn, so it's a plastic based yarn. But I have never tried to end something with a burn. Maybe try a piece of the end before you burn it, before you cut it. And like light a match or maybe, and then blow the match out and see how it'll react to the heat. But I don't know how flame retardant it is.
Or flammable.
Flammable, yes. I don't know if it is or is not. I wouldn't just light it, but test maybe a little piece of it to see if it'll just, melt to seal it. Because you would have to do it like right where it meets the actual hat in order for it to make a difference, to not undo. But if you can get a piece of it and you can thread it with a needle, not necessarily a sewing needle because the eye is too small.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get a darning needle, you can just weave it in again if you want to. Yeah, and you could just weave it through the loops, anywhere, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't burn it per se unless you could test a small piece of it, because I've never burned yarn to finish it off. And I wouldn't want you to just completely melt your hat.
Yeah. And if it's on the inside, I don't think it matters. This is the only one of mine I've ever noticed.
It won't unravel. The tails are too long. It won't unravel unless you cut it too close, and then you might cut. You run the risk of actually cutting a stitch, and if you cut a stitch anywhere in it, it'll just completely fall apart, because it's all one piece of yarn just going over and over and over, and it's hard to repair those. It's not impossible, but it's hard to repair.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yay!
I just leave it alone for me. All right, second question for Ryan. Do you think that they should make a new Star Wars movie with Darth Vader with more of the focus on him? You and your family have a wonderful Christmas.
Thank you.
Well, the first 6 movies were all about Darth Vader, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, episode 1 through 6 are basically the story of Anakin and Darth Vader, so...
Yeah.
And depending on how much longer James Earl Jones lives... Like, I don't want to see a Star Wars movie where James Earl Jones is not the voice of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see that. That wouldn't be good. I think they should leave it alone. Personally, what I want to see is, I'm a big fan of the video game Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, which is 1,000 years before Episode 4.
Yes.
Personally, I want to see some movies going back to Knights of the Old Republic time.
Yeah.
Darth Revan, all that kind of stuff. Going way back there, because there's 1,000 years worth of playground of history and storytelling that they could, really mine that. And you're not going to piss off any of the fans of,
What I would actually like more than Darth Vader, because like Ryan said, 1 through 6, and even the Clone Wars, I mean, it's all about Anakin and Darth Vader. So
yeah, the whole Clone Wars cartoon.
It's all about him.
It's all Anakin.
Even those couple off movie specials that Cartoon Network did that we own.
Oh yeah.
Remember? But I would like to see a movie about Yoda.
I thought you were going to say Palpatine.
No. I would like to see a movie about Yoda and his race of people and his training and him as a Padawan and who his master was and
yeah, because there's 800 years of...
There's so many. I mean, he has lived through so much of the Jedi Temple and all the Jedis that came through with him and, who was the Sith then and just all that. I would rather have a story about Yoda because Yoda in his prime must have been a bad mamma jamma.
And I think about it, like, say, Yoda was like 800 and something years old in Return of the Jedi. So when he was 100... that would have only been like 100 years after Knights of the Old Republic. Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
So I think that that would be a very wise, because no one knows what race of alien Yoda is.
They've said it somewhere.
They've never really talked about it.
They've not gone in depth.
What planet he's from, where his people originate. And everything like that. If there were more, and it was like the Wookiees, and a lot of them got killed, or if it was just, they could do a whole thing like only one of them, they only breed one or so at a time, and they're just a very, very minuscule race of people, and so
no more Anakin.
You can go a lot with Yoda, I think.
I think the danger of they did a good job.
We even know a lot about Obi-Wan.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see some Obi-Wan stories of the however many years, 20 years of him hanging out on Tatooine,
watching Luke,
and have Ewan McGregor do it. I would be okay with that, but I don't really want to see anything with Darth Vader, because everything we need to know about Darth Vader is really, from Rogue One.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there's some timelines between that where he kind of hunted down all the Jedis and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Good question, Big John. Next question, John Burdett. It's the John Show today. Cool video. Good thoughts and advice. Orange gear rocks. Yes, it does. I love my OR rig. Sorry to hear about your 5150 EVH3. I am also sorry about the 5153. Any ideas what's wrong? I think I may have a transformer that crapped out. Not like Optimus Prime. Not that kind of transformer. Because the lights come on and the switches work, you can change channels, but none of the tubes power up at all. So there's no juice at all going to the tubes. So I think the transformer crapped out would be my educated guess, but I don't know. I'm going to have to take it to a tech. After doing some research, apparently a lot of the 5153s, apparently them having issues is not this. They have issues.
Yeah.
Even with a brilliant amp designer such as Edward Van Halen himself, specking out the gear, apparently there's issues. Anyways, dig them shirts, y'all. Angela, you look great, ma'am. I think so.
Thanks.
She got a lot of compliments on her hair last week.
I had to go curly today.
Yes, today it's curly. It was 1940s.
It's all pinned up and curly.
It was 1940s pinup last week, which was awesome.
Which I really didn't intend for that look. It was just kind of how my hair laid.
It just happened.
I love that y'all thought that it was intentional.
She totally wasn't trying.
It was, I curled my hair and then I was like, let me just twist it and pin it. And then that's just how my hair lays when it's curly and short, so.
Yeah.
It wasn't as clever.
She didn't even try.
It wasn't as clever as
She's just awesome without even trying. That makes it even worse. Right?
I love it though. Thank you for all the compliments.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Merry Christmas, you guys. Question: any wishes for Christmas? This is my grown-up Christmas wish. Can you see?
I don't really have any wishes. Maybe for a white Christmas, because it's supposed to be like 70 and stormy.
Yeah. I wish for
really
it to
happy about that.
not have a tornado on Christmas would be awesome.
Yeah. Because we did
had
last
that last
year.
year. Tornado sirens were hiding in the hallways.
Yes, we had. Unwrapped presents was the day after Christmas.
Oh, it was. It was the day after.
But all the family was still there, and my sister and her 5 kids, and my other sister and her 2 or 3, and a grandson, and our kids, and my parents, and my other sister, and we heard the sirens, and Ryan gets up and walks down the hallway, and he's just like, he opens up the door, and he kind of stands in the yard, and he's just like, comes in, he's like, the alarms are going off. And our phones were going off too.
Yeah.
And our youngest, Aiden, he is just frightful of storms, wind,
tornadoes,
creaking. He does not like anything that's unexpected. And we were like, hey guys, let's go. I'll go sit in the hallway. And he's like, why?
Why? What's going on? Why are we in the hallway? We never go to the hallway.
We are never in the hallway.
We never go to the hallway.
Just float over the hallway.
Why are those sirens so loud?
So we had to get all the babies and make it a game and sit out through the...
Yeah, so a white Christmas would be great.
Would be lovely.
You don't generally have snow and tornadoes.
Yes, and the couple of Christmases where it actually snowed in East Texas, we were out of town.
Yeah.
So we haven't really experienced... we've had them. We haven't been able to experience them in a long time. So that would be nice.
So your wish is for a white Christmas?
Yes, and that everyone will be healthy this Christmas. Because Thanksgiving sucked.
Oh, yeah,
it was
virus.
horrible. Stomach virus for Thanksgiving. I don't want it for Christmas. So that is my wish.
Virus.
Well, health and snow. Good health and snow.
Yeah.
That's my wish for Christmas.
I don't know what mine is. Rest. I think I want some rest.
Yeah.
I want some relaxation. Because sometimes on the holidays, especially when there's a lot of family over, sometimes things get stressful.
A little.
Just because there's so many people and it's, and babies,
it's loud and
babies and little ones and
on
crying, and sometimes you don't get to relax.
Yeah.
And eat.
Yes.
All day. I don't know.
Whenever all my family, and I love it. I love having everybody in our home because we hadn't had that for so many years because our place was so small. But all my nieces and nephews and sisters and everybody over, it's like it resembles that scene pre-plane trip on Home Alone.
Yeah.
The night before they leave, and everyone's just, running around, and we're trying to find out who's sleeping where, and it's just like that.
It is like that. I didn't even think about that till you mentioned it just now.
It is just like that. It sounds, feels, everything. Because we don't have like a mean uncle, and most of the kids are pretty well behaved. But the sound, sound of it.
But kids having fun. I mean, just a bunch of kids running around having fun can get a little
just too
loud.
We're like, sit down and watch some Santa Claus. Yeah. And enjoy it.
It'll be warm enough for them to go outside, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's true. But, if it doesn't rain.
I really don't know. I mean, mine would be just to get some rest and relaxation and kind of just chill out, and I guess we've had such a hectic, crazy year, and then coming right up to our recital, which was last Sunday, there's just a lot of stress and a lot of work and a lot of extra hours. Getting ready for our students to do their thing at the recital, and so it's just like so now
we stress for them.
Yes,
so we have a lot of that going on.
So just having a moment to kind of like
and your birthday
and my birthday and just kind of relax. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess world peace.
World peace.
If I could become the emperor of the world, I would create world peace.
Apparently in this world system, that's possible.
I would create world peace with an iron fist, yet fair. I would rule with an iron fist, yet fairly.
Yes.
And I could... So maybe I should just wish to be the emperor of the world.
Why not?
And I could give you all world peace. As Supreme Chancellor of Earth.
Forced world peace.
Well... I can make you
so
agree.
creepy.
I can make everyone agree.
You will agree.
Next question. Bucci Daddykins.
Yes.
See how well that worked?
Oh, what worked?
I said next question. Merry Christmas, guys. Happy birthday, Ryan. Thank you. Love the matching t-shirts. That was last week.
Yes.
And your hair looks fabulous, Angela. See? Lots of hair comments last week. And so does your beard, Ryan. Nice. Well, thank you. Because as a matter of fact, that's great. I didn't even notice that. Because we were talking earlier this week. I was like, hey, because I read all the comments. Angela's not always reading them, but I'll read them to her. I'm like, you know what? You got like 1 million comments on how awesome your hair was. No one talked about my beard. But Bucci Daddykins did.
But you know what?
You're on the nice list.
But you know what?
What?
Last week, no one asked me a question.
No one did ask you a question last week.
All the questions were directed to you.
They were.
So, zip it.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. As you wish. Questions. Have you organized presents for each other yet?
No. It is
sort
2 days.
of.
It is 2 days before Christmas.
That's 3 days before Christmas.
Sure.
Thank you.
It is, like you said before, it is crunch time for us. December is so hectic for us with birthdays and recitals and all that jazz. We try to get the boys' stuff done as soon as possible, and my only focus is really on him and his birthday. I think his birthday is more important than Christmas. So it's just,
I don't want to argue with
it's
that.
Just it's just that's just how it is in my book. But I haven't had a chance to even. We're like, do we have milk?
Yeah. Is there any bread in the house?
It's more like stuff like that, and if we have time, we'll run in the morning before we come here and get that. And it's really, I don't have.
We've got most of our kids' presents. We tend to really focus on making sure our boys, we've got something for them. You should catch it. You've had the sinuses.
Yes.
We're trying to make sure we got something for our kids. And we're kind of. Well, like we'll shop for each other like the day or two before Christmas.
Yeah.
Like now we have I have an idea. Like I'm not saying I have or haven't gotten you something already.
I've gotten you stuff.
Yeah.
I've already gotten you something.
Yeah, we don't really tell each other that, but
Yeah.
But usually I'm still getting things, like I'm usually getting her stocking stuffers like the day before.
Yes.
Just because it's so hectic. But yeah, I mean.
And it's hard because our town doesn't have any real shopping in it. I mean, we have some places, but
we have a
mostly
Walmart.
they're mostly geared towards women or people who do sports. It's not really just. We don't have a GameStop here. That's a gaming store where you can buy games and video games and stuff. We don't have that here. We don't have a Target or, you know, Best Buy or, you know, we have Walmart.
We do have a guitar store.
Yes, we do.
So the answer is sort of, kind of, but not totally.
Not as good as we would love to be.
Not yet, yeah.
Not yet.
Number 2, what are the most memorable Christmas gifts you've ever received?
You go first.
I don't really know. Like, this will be my 41st Christmas, is that correct? Mm-hmm. Celebrated. I don't really remember that first one because I was only like 2 weeks old.
Week and a half old.
Week and a half old on my first Christmas. Mm-hmm. There's been so many good ones. You know, I think back to when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like back in the 80s. And I was getting G.I. Joes. I'm like, oh my gosh, I go look under the tree. There's a G.I. Joe under the tree. And there's an X-Wing, like an original old school X-Wing.
Yeah.
You know, I think back to those when I was a kid and getting G.I. Joe toys and Transformers. It was just super awesome. You know, but there was a lot of those. As an adult, I don't really remember because again, you know, when we got married, I was 23 and you were 20. So, and then, you know, about a year later, we had our son.
And so it was like his Christmas.
So as an adult, like every Christmas has always been, did we get the boys something? Did we get Nicholas something? Do we have enough money to buy anything?
A present?
A present for our kids, you know?
Yeah.
So as an adult, it's really hard to pick.
It really is.
Other than
that right now.
I'm real excited for this Christmas. Did we ever decide if this is birthday and Christmas for me?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it is.
I did get something.
Even though you got birthday presents. So, whatever.
I did get some birthday presents.
Great
yes,
birthday presents.
I did get some excellent birthday presents. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yours were my favorite. I did get this used Schecter guitar. That's sort of a combo meal for... I'm not going to hit you. I promised. Okay. Have I ever hit you with a guitar?
I'm just, you know, waiting.
You're waiting for the day. So I'm pretty excited about this one now. I've already got it. It's not Christmas, but it's birthday Christmas.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that because that's right now.
Right.
It's happening at this very second. So.
Right.
That's really hard to say.
I think I agree with you with the kid stuff. I remember
like when you're
getting
10.
a dog. We got our Dalmatian Princess Jacqueline III for Christmas, and when I got my first Cabbage Patch doll, that was huge in my book. I mean, it was unwrapped. It was a Santa gift. Well, it wasn't a Santa gift. We didn't do Santa. We did Jesus. It was a Jesus gift.
Jesus brought you a Cabbage Patch doll.
Yeah, and then probably Amanda, my little sister, made us made me a cookbook with my grandparents' photos and all my grandmother's recipes in it.
Oh, that's right.
And it had old pictures of all of our family in it and places where I can put my own recipes, but it had my grandmother's recipes in it. I bawled like a freaking baby that day.
That was just a couple years ago.
Yeah, well, no, we lived in Tulsa.
That's 6 years ago. That's a couple.
Yeah. 8 years ago, almost.
That was a good present.
Yeah, that was a good present. So, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So, that was a tough question, Bucci.
That was my all-time favorite, most thoughtful.
The Cabbage Patch Kids?
No, the cookbook.
Oh, the
cookbook. Yes, that was a very
thoughtful. And that was something that was kind of handmade.
Yes.
A lot of...
And I love stuff like that.
Not something store-bought.
Yes, correct. Yeah. I love that kind of stuff. And it's still sitting. It sits on my cookbook rack in my kitchen in the corner, and it's turned to the page with my dad's parents, my grandma and my grandpa went and my grandmother, who was She was a Medea.
Medea.
Yes, she was a Medea. So, but I have the picture. It's sitting in my kitchen. So, I love it.
I just remembered this, that last night, our good friend Paul, the bitter bass player, he's my best friend, and from high school, and he came by. He's flying to Ohio.
Yes.
Today to be with his family. He's a Yankee.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, Ohio people are cool. I know a few Ohio people, but
my family.
But yeah, her family, Robert Baker, Ohio. But so he's up in Ohio, but he stopped by last night to give us our presents to us and the boys.
Yes.
So we opened them there in front of him, so he could see us open them, and that was pretty spectacular. I thought, because he got me a Thor robe. So excited.
Yeah.
Like, what do you get a guy who has everything? Like, literally has. I mean, I have.
It's hard for us to give stuff for each other. Like I said, because we don't really get to get out.
No.
To shop around. We don't go to malls.
We don't go to comic book stores.
We don't go anywhere. We don't have time to go anywhere. So it's hard to find stuff for each other. So it's nice whenever other people know us so well and can help us out on the gift department.
And I kind of like literally I have everything I could want in life. I have a beautiful wife who loves me. We have a home. We have a roof over our head. I have plenty of food. I've got a little guitar collection and
living the dream.
Yeah, we're not wealthy or anything, but all of our needs are met.
Yes.
And it's like, what could I want? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I have no idea what I want because. To get a Thor bathrobe.
Yeah.
Was hilarious. I laughed really hard. I was excited.
We were all.
I was a little excited.
We were all laughing. The boys loved it.
It was awesome.
They got really tickled by that.
So that
was pretty cool.
Very memorable.
Yes.
I was going to wear it today to work, but I didn't.
I'm so surprised.
I was going to.
You should totally do a Christmas Eve.
I'm wearing it during Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, you should.
Oh, I'm wearing it.
I love it. You should.
All right, and then final question from Bucci. Does it ever snow in Canton on Christmas?
Yeah, we just answered that.
We just talked about that. Not usually.
No. Not usually.
I think it has.
It has before, kinda, and stopped, and then it has after. We've had it to where it was warm weather all December to January, and then snow in March.
Yeah, March we get a snowstorm.
And just crazy stuff like that. But, very rarely, but it does happen. We get snow on Christmas, but not as much as we'd like.
It did snow on my birthday once, like back in 1987 or 86.
I was like,
oh yeah, no, way back when I was a kid. I was like 11, 12. I don't even remember what, but it was in the mid 80s.
Yeah.
I remember waking up on my birthday, in middle of December. I was like, what is this? This is awesome. And
I remember that Christmas.
And it actually stayed on the ground for like 3 days.
Yeah.
It was like 3 days of snow.
Yeah.
Like last year it snowed one day. And we had snow for one day. We're like, wow, we went and made a snowman. We had some fun. The next day it was gone.
Gone.
Because it'll be, literally like 20 degrees one day.
And
then 65 the next.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty crazy, but sometimes. Just cheers. BED.
And being at the, the upper half of Texas.
Northeast.
Texas. Sort of. We actually get those cool winds that come through Oklahoma, through the valley. And so we will get the brisk, that's my meteorologist, my weatherman, we'll get those flurries that move through, and it'll just go up and towards the east, up to the east coast, of the United States. But we'll get the little end, but it's like, so here's the weather system, we're right here.
The butt.
We're like right underneath the weather system. So the cloud layer will be here, and here's Canton.
We get the tail end.
And we get the leftovers, the armpit of the
armpit snow.
Armpit snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
It is what it is. But God bless Texas. Well, that's it for this week. Thank you guys for questions for Angela this week. Not just me, but
all
Angela as
kind
well.
words
All the
for my hair.
sweet compliments on her beautiful hair. And
Yes, thank you.
we hope you guys have a wonderful Merry Christmas wherever you are.
Feliz Navidad.
Whoever you're with. And just a good reminder just to be thankful kind of for what we have again. It's not about the stuff, it's about people and the people in our lives.
It's about this stuff right here.
And relationships. I mean, new guitars are great. I'm just saying, you should buy all of our guitars.
Yeah.
But, you know, ultimately that's not the important thing. So, we'll wish you guys a very Merry Christmas. And I assume we'll have an Ask RNA before New Year's Eve.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see you next
wrap
week.
Up the year.
We'll see you next week for the very last Ask RNA of 2016. Think of some good ones.
Yes, ask some really good 2016 questions.
Because it'll be the
without being angry.
Yeah, it'll be the 2016 wrap-up Ask RNA next week. So leave us those questions below. Thank you for the beautiful comments. Leave those below. Please like this video if you would. I mean, Facebook's doing this. Not Facebook. Golly. YouTube's doing this thing where they kind of want you to like things again. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. But if you like it, like it. If you don't, that's fine.
Sure.
So, all right. Thank you guys so much. Keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad.
Oh. That's kind of like that's kind of like a Java thing. Yeah. Oh.
Feliz Navidad.
Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad. Dun, 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 dun.
That's how we say it in Texas.
Feliz Navidad.
Y'all.
Prospero año y felicidad.
Y'all.
Aha!